Who's the greatest tennis player of all time in your eyes?
It's the same thing. I think Federer and Jordan are very similar.
Okay.
But I think Novak, statistically and all that type of stuff, is better.
So no Sampras, no McEnroe,
Hell, no
Agassi.
way.
You've likely been a part of or have at least overheard the debate about the greatest tennis player of all time, the GOAT. Is it Federer with his silky smooth style, Nadal with his clay court dominance, Djokovic with his relentless consistency, or someone from yesteryears like Sampras, Borg, or Laver? Let's dissect this. But first, did you know that metal was once used for tennis racket strings? Watch until the end to find out what other weird materials were used as well. And trust me, some of them will blow your mind. And as always, if this video serves up some tennis joy, follow that like button and backhand a subscribe for more ace-worthy tennis content like this. Who's the greatest tennis player ever? Such a simple question, yet loaded with layers. At first glance, it's about tennis, but look deeper and you're stepping into a world of values, emotions, and eras. The big three, Federer, Nadal, Djokovic, have taken the tennis world by storm this century. Watching them play is like witnessing poetry in motion. Each game is a symphony of passion, precision, and power. Their heated rivalries, nail-biting tiebreakers, and record-smashing performances have set stadiums ablaze worldwide.
Oh, what a shot! Slice forehand.
But as we bask in their modern era brilliance, we shouldn't forget the titans of old. Dive a little deeper and you'll encounter legends like Sampras with his serve and volley magic, Borg's ice-cool demeanour on the hottest of streaks, and Laver's twin Grand Slam feats. These maestros, in their heydays, drew gasps from crowds, pushed boundaries, and laid the foundation for today's game. Their legacies still echo in every corner of tennis, challenging each generation to dream bigger, play harder, and leave an indelible imprint on the sport. People love to count Grand Slam wins and say, that's the GOAT. Simple, right? But hang on a minute. Djokovic might have the most Grand Slams, but is he automatically the greatest of all time because of that? Think about who they played against, where they played, and what was happening in their lives at that time. And therein lies the puzzle. Can we truly compare champions from different eras, each faced with their unique challenges? It's a bit like debating whether apples are better than oranges. Both delicious, both distinct. There must be more to the story. Think about it like this. If we threw Federer into the tennis scene of the 70s and 80s, the sleek courts of today would be a distant dream. He'd have to grapple with uneven grass courts where an unexpected bump could send his elegant backhand astray. And those perfect slices, they'd need recalibration, as the balls back then were a tad heavier and slower. Djokovic, with his incredible baseline game, might find himself a tad lost on the quicker grass courts of before. The bounce would be lower and his renowned elasticity would be tested to the limits. Not to mention, the wooden rackets from the past would probably leave Djokovic yearning for his modern carbon composite beauty. And Carlitos, his aggressive game would clash with the serve and volley style popular in the past. Those legendary power-packed shots, they might find themselves caught in the web of a crafty net player. Now, flipping the script, Borg, the icy Swede, would find today's slower, high-bouncing courts a challenge. His topspin heavy game, perfected for the fast grass of his time, might not bite as much on today's hard courts. And with opponents having a bit more time to counter his shots, Borg would be in for longer, more grueling rallies. The old-timers like Laver or McEnroe would have to adjust big time. Hawkeye technology would leave McEnroe with fewer umpires to, let's say, debate with.
Things have fallen into place for Rafa, who has to be the humblest, classiest champion of almost any athlete I've ever seen in any sport.
And Laver, with his delicate touch, might find the powerful serves of today's players a handful to return. If you really think about it, tennis is a product of its time. Courts, balls, rackets, and even strategies have evolved. Comparing the GOATs of different eras, it's like assessing the skills of a Japanese sushi chef versus a famous painter. Both legendary, but oh so different. Tennis, like any sport, has its number crunchers. You know, those folks who can rattle off Grand Slam counts faster than Djokovic's serve. But let's step back a moment. Can a sheer number, even one as impressive as Federer's Grand Slam tally, capture the essence of a player's contribution to the sport? Consider Federer. The man's not just a tennis player, he's an institution. He's brought fans into arenas, glued them to TV screens, and inspired countless youngsters to pick up a racket. Beyond those shiny trophies lies an elegance, an unrivaled sportsmanship. But, and here's the kicker, how does one measure that charm? Can a spreadsheet capture the joy of watching Federer's movement or the grace with which he handles defeat? Is it the sheer duration someone's remained on top, brushing off younger challengers? What about resilience? Nadal's story isn't just about a killer topspin, it's a story of being able to come back time and time again from injuries that would have made lesser mortals hang up their boots. Or consider Djokovic. Isn't there something awe-inspiring about his ability to lock in mentally when the chips are down? But let's not get lost in the woods here. We should remember that tennis, at its heart, is also about personal connections. Everyone has that one player who makes their heart race a little faster. For some, it might be the raw talent of a young player. For others, the grizzled tenacity of a veteran refusing to bow out. Everyone's got a favourite, and guess what? That favourite, in their eyes, often nabs the title of the GOAT. The GOAT debate in tennis is endless and evolves with every Grand Slam. While it's fun to argue and defend our favourites, it's also key to step back and appreciate the unique talents each player brings. Instead of trying to crown one GOAT, maybe we should be grateful that we've witnessed so many greats in one lifetime. Now it's your turn. Who's your GOAT? Share your views in the comments below. But before signing off, let's address our trivia of the day.
Come on, Nick Lester.
What were the weirdest materials used to make tennis racket strings? Number 1. Sheep gut. Before cows entered the tennis scene, sheep were the unsung heroes. Envision a tennis fan in a top hat eyeing a sheep and thinking, Eureka! These guts were cleaned, stretched and dried. Performance? A sheer delight until cows stepped into the spotlight. Number 2. Silk. Over in Asia, silken threads transitioned from royal robes to rackets. Smooth and luxurious, yet not quite durable enough. Who'd have thought emperors and tennis had something in common? Number 3. Whalebone. Once, the tennis world had a whale of a time with this one, but as whale hunting waned in popularity, so did its presence on the court. Number 4. Hemp and linen. Nature's early contenders in the string game. They gave it a good shot, but eventually took the back seat, perhaps to weave a more sustainable story. Number 5. Metal wires. Some thought, why not go metal? It had the vibe, but alas, a tennis court isn't a rock concert. Potential finger nicks and ungodly sound quickly showed it the exit. So, tennis isn't just about hitting balls, it's a history of quirky innovations. Hats off to those who dare to think beyond the usual, transforming tennis one string at a time. And that, my friends, is game, set and match for this episode of Glam Slam Tennis. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss a moment of the action and what we have in store. Until next time, stay fabulous and ace those serves.